Studio space is scarce in Columbia, and it's often financially out of reach for emerging artists, in particular for emerging artists of color, for Black artists. Kirkland Smith at Stormwater Studios approached me about an opportunity they had to expand upon what they were doing in a way that was more inclusive. They had an anonymous donor who wanted to support an effort to put a Black or artist of color into a studio space at Stormwater Studios. One Columbia could match what the donor was giving, and we set about trying to figure out how to make a residency program that would last a year.
We actually had some members in the art community that are very well respected. We had Harriet Green, Lee Snellgrove, and Michaela Pilar Brown as our committee. What we were looking for were artists who lived here, because we weren't offering housing, we weren't offering transportation, just the studio. So we needed to be able to be here, to be able to use it. Y'all are the finalists. And any one of these artists would be a fantastic addition to Stormwater. We wish we had more studios, and we hope that we will in the future have more, and that you'll consider coming. And so this group, we just really wanted to have a way to feature all of you, because we think you're all so talented and have so much to offer the community.
Yeah, so this was a really great opportunity that was in collaboration with One Columbia and Stormwater Studios, where they picked 10 artists of color in the community to be considered for a one-year art residency. And so we found out that we were also selected to do a group show here. So I'm very honored to be participating with the other artists.
I'm really excited about it and really anxious to see the work up and be amongst friends and see how it goes.
And here's one of the finalists right here.
Like I said, I don't really show in town as much, and I think that people don't get a chance to really see what I'm doing that's new. They kind of know me for what I've done already, so this is a great opportunity to reintroduce myself in a sense.
I'm very excited about this show. I love the facilities, I love the space, I love the group of artists that I'm working with. So yeah, definitely psyched about being a part of it.
To have my work on the wall with a lot of well-known artists. It's been a great opportunity to meet some other creatives in the community that I didn't even know about.
One Columbia walked the artists through what it meant to present this kind of application, what kinds of things they needed to be prepared for, what kinds of things they needed to answer, even in the instruction of making an artist statement. So all in all, it's been a really kind of very holistic approach to expanding upon an opportunity for Black artists in Columbia.
It's been a struggle for me as a woman of color to live here in South Carolina and find spaces where I feel like I can show my work and find like-minded or not like-minded individuals. We all have different, but people of color who create, to have a space to go and show and display our work, or find spaces to work out of. That because of the color of my skin, I don't get in certain places that other people get. And so this was a great opportunity to show my work here, and I think it's a even greater opportunity to have the conversation. But the reality is that the history of this state has so much race ingrained in it that there is no way to really just forget it or move past it.
So is art a way to help precipitate and engage the conversation?
To provoke conversation.
Needs
Yes.
to be had.
We feel that race is a distraction. I feel that it's important, but I feel that there are a lot more important issues out there than race. Race is just one seed that reflects that. I don't think you should get rid of it, but I do think that we should use it to grow.
I feel like because of my practice, I don't have to do it that way. I'm making work that's reflecting Blackness in such a way that it's going to be political, regardless of what I say and do.
I'm just drawn to those old stories, yesteryear, yeah, when my parents were coming up and stuff like that. So.
But is this you?
That is me. That's me and my best friend Renee Johnson.
Is that on Easter Sunday?
On Easter Sunday.
Well, you did your Easter speech?
Did I do an Easter speech? I'm sure I did not. My art is starting to reflect the feeling that I have towards time passing, because most of my time is back here,
I think they made a strong choice. Malik Green is a talented artist who is young and hungry and wide open. I think he'll make good use of the space.
It's extremely humbling to be the one that was selected for the residency. It was like, I love that there's such a diverse cast of artists that were given the opportunity. I think all of us make amazing artwork.
Just having the space alone is going to open up his possibilities, the ability to take risks, the ability to expand the kind of work that you do, even the opportunities to bring people into your studio space to expand what you do professionally. You know, a lot of artists we know in Columbia are working in their homes, so it makes curatorial visits much more challenging. So this is a real opportunity for him, and I think he was a fantastic choice.
This opportunity to be here has allowed me to connect more with my community, even connecting with the artists here. There's so much I learned from the artists who are here. They're so welcoming. They, step inside the studio. They introduce me to people. They show me their work, and that gets my brain moving and thinking of different ways that I can express myself as well. So just being in the space is kind of taking me out of my shell and showing me this is something that you do love, and as long as you love it, it tends to love you back. So it's very fulfilling, and it makes me very happy to be in the space.
Stormwater is a close-knit community of artists who've been working together for a really long time. But that also meant that it was a closed circle of artists who've been working together for a really long time. Not having the kind of conversations that expand their own thinking.
The artists in the studio, they have these spaces, they've had them for years. So for me to be able to integrate myself within their community, being a person of color, because I think representation really matters, especially with us being artists in the South.
Welcome to Stormwater Studios.
Being in my community can come into a space that they may have not been exposed to before. And I think that's an advantage of having artists of color in the space. So I love if I'm here working on a Saturday and people are just exploring the city and they bring their children by and they just get a chance to look at the artwork and they're just like, whoa, this is amazing. I'm like, that's what I make art for, to show that it is possible, especially, for people that look like me, people that feel like me. And I think my story works well with all of the artists here and the agenda that they want to push at Stormwater.
So this was an opportunity not just to bring in another artist, but to set the stage for a more diverse conversation in that space.
This is something that we can always look back on and say we started this journey together. So I love that we've had a group exhibition and to even have the support of your community and your peers. My best days have been in the studio creating artwork, so I really just love the experience.